mucho grandes, muy grandes.
Hello, mijo? Are you there? What are you doing? Are you being good? Javier? Are you there? Javier.
No, no quiero decirlo. No, estaba viendo una mujer que tenía unos melones así grandes. Eso es todo,
What is up, my Melia fans of the Los Angeles Rams? I'm a little rusty. I haven't been on for a while. Pardon me. I have been active. If you guys aren't familiar with the community page on YouTube, I've been posting there. I've been on other social media platforms, my IG. I really don't post too much to Facebook. But yeah, it's good to be back. I was hoping there was going to be some news, except for rumors. The rumor mill is going crazy. Everybody has to talk about the Los Angeles Rams. There's a lot of. I have a packed show, and I wanted to talk about and address the rumors, what the Rams are doing. Les Snead and Sean Mcvay have spoken. They haven't given the exact details of what they're working on, but it was kind of like what I thought. A lot of our Ram YouTube content creators thought is, if you guys remember back to 2019, the year after we went to the Super Bowl, they were calling it a Super Bowl hangover then as well. The Rams didn't make the playoffs. They had similar issues that we had with our offensive line. We did make the playoffs for the first time in Sean McVay's career. And then the next year, before the season started, we ended up releasing, like I said, traded earlier, but I meant released Todd Gurley and traded Brandon Cooks in the same year. And then we made the playoffs. And then in 2001, we won the Super Bowl. So here we are flashing back to the season that was last year, where we had injury after injury on the offensive line. Donald was injured as well. The first year that he, in his 8-year career, was sidelined with an injury. He's been so durable, as well as one of the greatest players to ever play the position. So it was the mother lode of injuries plagued seasons. And so here we are. They call it a remodel. Les Snead and Sean McVay are calling it a retooling, a remodel. Basically, it's kind of similar to that 2019 season, where we were remodeling on the fly. We're trying to stay competitive. The NFC is wide open. We have our core guys on offense, and Stafford and Cooper Kupp, Higbee, Allen Robinson may or may not be with us. Robert Woods and OBJ are back on the docket as far as maybe signing them again. But we are freeing up money for the cap. We're freeing up things so we can do in the next, not just for this year, but next year. We have our first round pick for Sean McVay. He's had in his career with the Rams. Who knows if we're going to move up? There's been reports that the Rams may use that pick and another pick to move up in the draft to get a quarterback to back up and be developed behind Matthew Stafford. Can you say Caleb Williams? That'd be a long shot, but I'm just to give you some information on what the Rams are doing. So, but yes, it's been a very interesting off season. So many rumors. You got to tip your hat to the guys like what's his name, Mike Lombardi. He was on one of the guys' shows. I can't remember his name now. And he was saying how Matthew Stafford could be traded, but no, actually he's locked into his contract. The way the Rams have set that up, if they were to trade him, they're going to have all this dead money, 40 some $40 million of dead money. But yeah, he is available. Okay. First of all, Matthew Stafford only played 1 year with the Rams and won the Super Bowl. Yet last year was an injury plague season. They don't want to get rid of him. They signed him because they wanted him here. But yeah, guys are amazing. Just to have to be able to say something. It doesn't. I mean, yeah, I might go out when it's raining, and I could get hit by thunder. That's one of those deals. It's just amazing the stuff that people come up with, and so I had to come in here. But let's get into the chat. My ranting and raving is enough. But yeah, what's up, brother? He says, big news. Floyd just got released. Oh, wow. I was setting my show up. Let me see. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate you so much. Okay, let's see. That was the rumor that Floyd was going to be gone. It seemed that it was going to be true. And while I was setting up my show, I hadn't seen anything. And let's see here. And I was trying to set up some more videos, so I came in a little later too. I don't like to just show up with just clips or just pictures and stuff. And I try to have some clips behind it, like to give you guys some information. Up there it is right there. So let's get right into it. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you guys. And this is what I like. We're here to hang out, talk about the Rams. You guys give your opinions. We go from there. A lot of times I forget, hey, there it is right there. So the Rams are saying to Leonard Floyd. Let me see if I have it on that end. Let me get my big head out of the way. Let's see here. There it is. Thank you, Flo. So they did release some. Thank you, Stu Jackson says, and my guy Miguel let me know. Thank you for so much. So there it is. Leonard Floyd is not there. No, but you know what? Like I said before, we released Todd Gurley. We were like, no, you wanted to keep Todd Gurley. Maybe he'll get back to his old form and whatever. But in this case, we're trying to get younger. I really would have loved to have Leonard Floyd back with us again another season, but they have a plan and they're implementing it. So we'll have to see what they have up their sleeve. And then Miguel says, what's happening, guys? Good to be back. I'm ready for us to make some big moves in this draft season. Horns up, brothers. Yes, indeed, brother. Thank you for coming in. My guy, Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. Yo, what's up, my brother? Thank you so much for coming in. Jack for the two. Sup, Romelia? Go Rams. Yes, indeed, baby. Danny Barry says, Tom Brady, Miami. Yeah, the guy's doing a Brett Favre. Is he going to retire or is he not? Miguel says, Pac Mac. Yes, indeed. Yes, Pac McAfee. Yes, indeed. Alex G says, what's up, Rudy? What's up, my brother? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you so much. And again, sorry I haven't been in here. I was hoping for some news, and I've been working a lot and spending time with the family. Kind of like a semi-off season right now for me. That I've been active on my social media, on my YouTube community page. Rudy. There it is, Daniel Barry. Thank you, my brother. Dan Barry says Stafford for Lamar. That's the collusion word. Lamar's very good, but maybe the injuries. People are afraid to sign him, and but the guaranteed money is the thing. Like with those big contracts with Carr and Geno Smith, they look like they're huge contracts, but they're really 1 year, 2 year deals. They can get out of it. But they are big contracts if they play the whole way through. But they're not guaranteed money. And so that's what he wants, guaranteed money. So we'll see with that, but the teams aren't even going after him. It's amazing. Let's see. LL Floyd. Yes, indeed. He's gone. Miguel says, God bless 54. Thank you for helping us bring the Lombardi home. Horns for life. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Danny Burke says, everyone leaving. No, not everybody. We're there's my guy, exotic soy sauce. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in. And like I said, love that avatar handle. So, I'm going to give you my thing here. I would have loved to, I would have loved to have kept Bobby Wagner back with us for another year. I'm so grateful for him to be here. Under 1 year under his belt with Ernest Jones is going to pay dividends for young Ernest Jones. Hopefully he'll be ready to take that next step. He's already a Super Bowl champion. He's very high potential to be one of the better linebackers in NFL. And so it's up to him now. He's a veteran now, and he's also a Super Bowl champion. And in that year under Wagner, it's going to help us in that way. Also, we have a young secondary. We're gonna take some bumps and bruises, but with the Quentin Lakes and the Kobe Durant's. Hopefully, Darian Kendrick will be will fast track his progress last year, playing with all the injuries and things like that. Um, but I'm very excited for this team and see what we're going to do on the offensive side. There's a chance we might get Woods back, OBJ's back in the mix. We'll see what happens. Danny Burry says, is Lamar headed for Las Vegas or Detroit? Las Vegas has been a rumor. I don't know about Detroit because I think they really like golf. Excuse me. I think they really like golf. Golf is still a young quarterback. And he's now a savvy veteran, so with that defense and everything that they're building and the offensive line and everything and all those first round picks they got from us and over the years, I don't know if I can see them drafting somebody to back them up, but I don't know if they want to go that route because Jared Goff's a pretty good quarterback. He with us, we just couldn't wait for him. He wasn't taking that next level fast enough for us, and we needed to win now, so we had to go get a Matthew Stafford. And God bless everything that Jared Goff did for us, and he's always be thought of fondly as a Ram when he's to his time here, but we couldn't wait for him, and so we had to get a veteran quarterback, and we luckily got Matthew Stafford. If we had Jared Goff in 2001, we don't win that Super Bowl because of the two different quarterbacks, and Stafford, and the no look past the cup, and OBJ going down in the Super Bowl, down to our third string quarterback in the NFC Championship game and Super Bowl. It's crazy, but yes, indeed. Danny Berry says Rodgers Jets is likely. That's going to be crazy, man. I would love to see the Jets win a Super Bowl. If it's not us, that would be amazing. I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but that would be amazing. Miguel says, I think I think ATL, the division is wide open. I believe so too. The NFC West especially is wide open. The Eagles, after 1 year getting to the Super Bowl, they're disbanding. Imagine losing and then disbanding. At least we won it. But it's going to be crazy. But they have a young quarterback, and he's pretty good. We'll see what happens with that. Exotic Soy Sauce says, where do you think Floyd will go, man? You know what? I hate to say it, there's a lot of teams in our own division that would love to have a Floyd. I mean, the team down north, there was rumors that they might go after him. The Seahawks. To me, he's one of the better free agents, edge rushers that there is. The only reason we got rid of him is because we're trying to clear some space and we want to get a little younger. But I hate that we got rid of him and Wagner. I really do. But listen, we have a plan in place, and they're gonna do what they can do to get us back to not just contending for next year, but the next few years. Because I'm gonna get to my clips with Sean McVay, but Sean McVay is all in for the next few years, and don't let the what's his name, the Florio, the Mike Florios, they seem to always hate on the Rams. But they won the Super Bowl, but now they're paying the piper. Okay, I'm going to show you a clip. That the guy's a smart man, maybe a great lawyer. He's also a lawyer, but guys like that just are itching to jump on the Rams. They never talk about how San Francisco, year after year, they come up short. They never jump on them. Just amazing. But it is what it is, right? Just like this picture here. That's. I put this here because basically through all of this that we're going through, the rumors and other teams saying, you guys are done, blah, 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 or no money, no draft picks, which is wrong, but we're getting the money, but we have draft picks, including number 1 next year. This is basically Ram fans kissing that trophy. You're trying to get where we are, so I love it though. It is what it is. Bring it on. Miguel says, watch the Chargers pick him up or the Lions. Yeah, that's a great point because Sean McVay's coaching tree, the Matt LaFleur's, the O'Connells, the coaches work with these players. They know what they are. They get them. So, that I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it. I'd go after him. Leonard Floyd is also really good against the run. I hate giving him up, but listen, we're retooling. and we'll see what happens. But I'm very excited to see what we're going to do, though. I really am. Besides getting rid of the players, Exotic says Goff is top 5 NFC QB. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And now he has the experience to even take it to the next level. I really appreciate Goff right now, especially. My guy Willie Bowen, what's up, brother? He says, "Hola, Rudy. What's up, my brother? Thank you so much, my guy Willie." But yeah, so it's an amazing time. Amazing time in Rams history. We just have the Super Bowl. We're working on trying to get a second one. We give them, let's just say it this way. I'm going to say it this way. As long as we can get in the playoffs, get me there. Let's just get me there. I don't care if it's a wild card, win the division, get me to the playoffs with this crew, right? And hey, Donald, healthy. Hopefully Jalen Ramsey's there. We'll see. If not, we'll have to rely on a veteran guy that we bring in, and we'll see what happens with that with the young guys. But get us to the playoffs and let Matthew Stafford keep Matthew Stafford upright. Retool that O line, and Cam Akers with a full head of steam with Kyron Williams. Maybe we'll even draft another running back. Let's go. Let's just get to the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. And we'll see what happens. Exotic Soy Sauce says the media just loves to hit us. Yes, indeed, because we're in Los Angeles. They hate that we went against the narrative. We're the one team that went all in and won. We won. The other teams, like a few years ago, the Eagles went all in before they did it the right way, and they lost. And the other teams have tried to go all in. Even the Patriots got my guy Randy Moss, and they lost. They had 16-0, and then they lost in the playoffs. Excuse me. But yes, indeed. But they hate that we changed the narrative now. All the teams are going all in, Jeremiah says our Donald and Cup staying. Yes, Donald and Cup are staying. We'll get to the clip right now in a second. Let's see. 3 Wings, Moonbone, the side, June, Boombox, Mubix. Excuse me. Sorry if I messed that up. What about Ramsey? We don't know nothing about Ramsey yet. I think that he may be going. I don't want that, but I think he may be. And I think it's going to get us another first round pick. And let's just say for a second. Now, remember, I don't want this. I don't want Ramsey to be gone. Okay. I don't. Let's say we did. It's probably going to take a first round pick. Let's say we have that first round pick, and then we have the first round pick for next year. We are going to have a first round pick. There's 2. There's going to be 2 good quarterbacks in the draft. I think we ain't done yet. I'm just saying, we have with these picks here. We got I put it on my social media or my YouTube community page that the Rams are the second highest compensatory draft. They were awarded the highest amount of compensatory draft picks, 4 of them, starting in the 5th round, and then our regular picks that we have, and then with next year's picks, we have like 25 draft picks total. We're gonna retool fast, and we have a couple of 1 first round pick, and then we have second, third. But if we get another first round pick, we're gonna retool fast, and before you know it. Because remember, whether we do next year or the next year is a key, because maybe Donald will retire. I don't want that, because he's a young guy, CTE issues. He lives in Pittsburgh. His family's out there. If he was to retire, we have to have picks in place to replace a guy like that. And so over the next few years, we're going to be putting guys in place. So it's going to be very interesting. And there's my guy, Payo. Sup, Rudy and Ramley. There's my guy. Thank you so much, Payo. And to my fellow YouTube content creator and Rams brother, as always, this is still where we're at. We handed the baton off for a second, for a year, to the Kansas City Chiefs, but it's okay. It's okay. We got it. We did it. And so now we're trying to work on our second one. So it's very interesting, though. It's very frustrating, though, because we're used to like Christmas time in the off season. We got who? We got Jalen Ramsey. Wait, we got Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib. Wait, we got Ndamukong Suh. Wait, we got OBJ and Von Miller in the same within a couple of weeks of each other. What? wait, we got Matthew Stafford. I mean, come on now. Just the way I ran those names off. Who else could do that except for I mean, it's been amazing. So let's just take a deep breath as Ram fans. Understand that this is the golden era of Rams football, aside from the greatest show on turf. They were wonderful teams. They were there together for a few years, and in my opinion, they left some rings on the table for sure. But we already have the same amount of Lombardis as they put on the shelf. Now we're trying to retool, and with the same coach though, and a young coach. It's not like Dick Vermeil is still there. Dick Vermeil wasn't there to lose the other championships. He won that one championship in the St. Louis Ram, greatest show on turf era, and then he left, and then Mike Martz kind of blew it. Even though he gets big credit for helping us win with the offensive coordinating stuff, but we already have the same amount of Super Bowls as the greatest show on turf does. Now let's get another one. And if it wasn't for Tom Brady, we'd already have 2 more Super Bowls. But it is what it is. You know, you have to, even though I can't stand Tom Brady, but he's one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. If there was one guy to help to stop us, it would be one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play, even though we should have had him in 2001. But it is what it is, especially that season with the greatest show on turf. But then, you know, we hold him to 3 points in the fourth quarter, and we can't put together a couple of drives. Are you kidding me? So that's why we had to get to Matthew Stafford. And but it is what it is, you know. Yes, indeed. Props to my guy Payo. Miguel says in Good Morning Football Show, they went in on our Super Bowl win last season and saying it wasn't worth it. That's so crazy. LOL. Okay, I thought the whole point was to do it. That's what I'm talking about, Miguel. Perfect. So you have teams that are in our division. Now, props to the Seahawks because they joined us to be the only 2 teams in the NFC West that have won a Super Bowl past the free agency era. Well, excuse me. We're the only team to have won 2 Super Bowls in the free agency era that started in 93. The Niners already had their team in 94 when they won it, but it was already basically together. After that, it's been hard tooling because free agency, you lose players. The Seahawks won it, and they almost won it again, but yes, it was worth it because look at the Cowboy fans. Look at the team down in California, the NoCal fans over there. Look at all these other teams that are the Raider fans. I mean, they would sell their soul for a Super Bowl. So no, that's the whole point of us going all in. Amazing. But yes, indeed. Pale says it's not a rebuild. It's not a rebuild. It's a Rams build. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're basically the buff guy, right? That has buff arms and strong and got the cardiovascular stuff, got some good looks and the big legs and looking good, but you're a little chunky right here. We're getting rid of that. But no, honestly, I was always wondering what this crew would do with Mcvay, Stan Kroenke, Les Snead, Tony Pastors, on the financial guru of player contracts. I wanted to see what they could do, and we're going to find out. My guy Willie Best says, "What's up, Payo?" Yes, indeed. Jerry Ramirez, my guy, "What's up, Payo, man?" Yes, indeed. Jerry Ramirez, hopefully it's a reload. Yes, indeed. I love that reload. Pell said, "Just finishing work." Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Love it. Love it. Wow, man. Samurai says, "Still can't donate to this channel, Rudy." I know, man. I know. But if just in case you wanted to, and thank you for that support. And also, too, I'm going to be hopefully next week. I've been saying that for months, dropping the merchandise too. But up in the top right corner, that's my Cash App. If you have Cash App, if you wanted to donate to the channel, and I'll give you a shout out, and you'll be first to get a T-shirt as well if you donate to my channel. Right there, it's right there. The $ Rudy. RSR if you want to donate. I'm hoping to. I've got to cut some videos and do it. My videos with the theme music and stuff. They weren't going to monetize me, so I have to maybe delete those. We'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to figure that out. But thank you, my brother. I appreciate you so much. Always. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Pale says, good to see y'all. Yes, indeed. Willie Bone says, we need a legitimate, strong power fullback. I would love that. I would love that. Robert McClendon says, what are the Rams going to do with Jalen Ramsey? That's the question of the day. We have not seen that. Let's get to my clips. Let's get to here's a short clip with our guy, Les Snead. Here we go. Les Snead. So what do you have in store for us? What do you think is going to happen with this roster in the upcoming weeks? What's going on?
We got to continue relying on our scouts, coaching staff, even front office to listen to them, make the sound decisions, maximize the draft, coaching staff, athletic performance to help develop these players. Obviously, our coach staff has shown they can definitely, let's call it engineer, let's call it designs that give us an edge, and we'll continue doing that and relying on our veteran players and make the most of it.
So basically, we are getting rid of some players that we need to get the money for. We're going to retool as far as getting our agent, our scouts to draft. And these two next drafts are very important to keeping us afloat as far as contending, and also for the next future, for the very few years, because we're able to supplement our core guys with young infusion of talent. And just like Ernest Jones, was he a 5th round pick? Cooper Kupp was a 2nd round pick. We need to in the next 2 drafts are going to be very important for us to contend. And like I said, I'm not going to be surprised when Sean McVay is all said and done if he has another 1 or 2 more Super Bowls, because this guy has been reinvigorated. And on that note, let's get right into him. Let's get right into it. Also, too, real quick, before I go to Sean McVay. Welcome to our new coaching staff. The coaching staff is complete. Jimmy Lake, assistant head coach. Chase Blackburn, special teams coordinator. Andrew Carter, assistant defensive line coach. Ron, Gould, running backs coach. Aubrey Pleasant, defensive backs pass game coordinator. Mike LaFleur, the brother of Rams coaching tree, head coach of the Packers, Matt LaFleur, offensive coordinator. I'm very excited about that duel. Even though McVay will still be calling the plays, they'll be working on the game plan together. Nick Cayley, tight ends coach. Joe Congilio, outside linebackers coach. Mike Harris, defensive assistant. Ryan Wendell, offensive line coach. Welcome, gentlemen. Let's get going, baby. Let's get going. And also, a happy birthday. I didn't realize I didn't post it to my community page. To the great Dennis Hara. Happy birthday, my brother. March 9th is his birthday today. God bless you. Another Rams legend in the unlimited resources of Rams legend, it seems like. And also to props to the LAFC. Aaron Donald was there. I got a clip of them. Much love. I'm not a big soccer guy. But they got their rings. They're beautiful. I didn't get a chance to post a picture here, but I posted on my community page if you want to see it. Black diamonds they got, and it says LA in the front in gold. Beautiful. But there's Aaron Donald. Champs hang with champs. LA teams, baby. So like I said, I'm not a big soccer guy, but I always give props to LA champions. And so here we go, our guy Sean McVay. Hold on one second. Let me add this to the stream.
Excited about the group that we announced as our coaching staff. A lot of time and effort has been put into trying to find the right group, and really in a lot of instances.
Here, let me back up.
Just really excited about the group that we announced as our coaching staff. A lot of time and effort has been put into trying to find the right group, and really in a lot of instances you think about it kind of like a team, because guys being able to accentuate each other's skill sets, guys being great teachers, communicators, having high character and capacity. And then a lot of different experiences where we can collaborate to figure out what is the best way for us to move forward schematically and culturally for the Rams, because people always make the place, and feel really grateful for the 10.
So I wanted to stop it here because Sean McVay is a classy dude. He's still, remember this, he's still the youngest head coach in the NFL. In the NFL, history. He's the youngest head coach to ever win a Super Bowl. So he's not just a great mind, a great coach, an asset to us. Let me get on this side. He is still evolving as a coach, right? So last year was very tough for him. I told you about the pressures with his wife having family in the Ukrainian. She's Ukrainian with the war going on over there. His grandfather, John Mcvay, the great John Mcvay of the 49ers, in the head, the top executives there, passing away last year. The horrible season it was last year after all, the run it back stuff. And it was a tough season. And also there was some head coaches that seemed not to be doing what he thought envisioned. And it was hard for him to, he's a very loyal man, and it was a tough season for him. So now he's refreshed and ready to go, revigorated. So that's why he's talking about that. And then, so let me see if I can fast forward to some clips that I want to show you that they asked him as well. Let's see here.
And you're keeping me engaged and things like
Hold on.
it out. And
here we go. Let's see. Is this it?
we know we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but I think, similar to really when we first got here in 17, we're excited about rolling our sleeves up, getting to work and figuring out how we can be as competitive as possible. Let's go.
So right there, basically he's excited again. I just this stuff with the rumors and Sean McVay's the Rams have a horrible season next year. He's out the door. Stop. He stepped back for some time. We were like, oh man, is he going to leave? I don't think he's going to leave, but he's reinvigorated. I told you guys that he was not going to leave after 5-12 season. It was just a very tough season on him emotionally. And it has not everything to do with football. Like I said, his grandfather passing away, his wife having a family in the Ukraine. She's Ukrainian. It's just a lot of pressure for a young dude. But he's reinvigorated, just like in 2017. The Rams are coming off of losing seasons. They came back to Los Angeles. Jeff Fisher couldn't get the job done, and this man comes in and we not me mentality, and before you know it, we're in the Super Bowl. We're division champions back to back, and the guy just changed the whole culture. So he's reinvigorated for the next few years. He wants to finish this off with another Super Bowl at least. I'm telling you, he's saying it himself. Let's see if I can get close. Let me move up a little bit real quick.
If anything's different, but I think in its simplest form, Dylan, sometimes when you first get to a place, I guess the easiest way that I can answer that is by saying it becoming, being reminded of what a blessing.
Here it is. Here's the question I wanted.
Been here since we be really grateful and appreciative for.
Hold on. Sorry.
Talk with those guys about, what the possibilities are.
Let me get this question.
Take away, the challenges and the human element where we'll end up probably having to move on from some guys that you really care a lot about.
There we go.
Take away.
Sorry, guys. Pardon me.
And to be anybody but themselves. And then there will be a need to develop and go.
So he's talking about right here, the developing players, getting rid of players that you don't really want to get rid of, et cetera. And then he's going to go into some more important facts. But here we go. Let me play this for you.
Some younger guys through the draft and through undrafted free agency and have a little bit different approach. But those were things that we kind of, have known, you work through and really you try to just be intentional about, all right, what do we really have to do? And when some of these decisions have to be made just based on those parameters, you have nothing to do but be able to move forward. And it doesn't take away, the challenges and the human element where we'll end up probably having to move on from some guys that you really care a lot about and you build and develop relationships with. But it is different, but it's something that, you got to be able to go attack and handle it the right way, one day at a time.
So there you go. It's a longer interview. If you want to see the whole clip, it's on the Rams YouTube channel. But basically, he is here for, I'm not going to say the long haul. I would love for him to be here another 10 years, but he's here for the next few years. He's going to oversee this. They have a plan in place, and it's not just for this year. Okay, so people are talking, oh, if you have a bad season, blah, 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 he's gone again. No. He's back. He's back. And then let me get to the clip real quick, and then we'll get back into the chat. And thank you guys for being patient. I want to get to the pillars of success with the comment that Les Snead made. and then we'll get to that. Here,
moves you
one
make
second.
to remodel the roster. When you think about the trading, acquiring or sending away players in trade, how does your previous experience with acquiring players and kind of how you took advantage of that market a little bit help inform the decisions you're making on the other side?
I guess it's a equal and opposite type reaction, but very similar. The experience of acquiring players is very similar to the experience of discussing, let's call it moving on from players with other teams. So again, it's case by case, it's supply, demand, it's all of those things. It's all of those forces and variables that help you try to make a sound decision.
And then as you're making decisions based on when you move on from a player, basically post June 1st and pre-June 1st, how much do you take into account wanting to take a lot of maybe some of that dead money in this year and keep a cleaner 2024? Or do you like philosophically kind of prefer to spread it out among 2 years?
Really good question. A lot of variables involved there. What's interesting for us this year, step one is actually getting under the cap. Let's call it when the bell rings on Wednesday. And that sometimes will limit your ability to hold on to a player till June 1, even though you could release him Wednesday post, and designate him June 1. He is still counting right in the moment. So,
all right. So let's see if I can get to that Pillars comment, then we'll get back in the chat.
He's going to look at it as, hey, this is a game. Let's kick off and start the game, and we're going to have a chance. And
let's see,
3 or 4 that you can't necessarily 5 are.
And then last quick one for me, if possible. This coaching staff has gone through substantial turnover every single year.
It's not the one I'm looking for. Hold on.
It was more than just 2023. It was for, let's call it a longer term.
Made peace with some of these things he was dealing with to where you're comfortable, fairly confident that he'll finish out his contract, or do you kind of think that it'll be?
Here we go.
Yeah. All right, Gary, we'll come back to you. Yeah, we'll come back to you, man. Dylan.
That guy's audio wasn't working right. We'll come back to you, man. All right.
Dylan's laughing at Gary.
Well,
That's a foul.
Better. Same company, same garbage computer. So do I sound okay?
We got you, man.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, no, our company's broke, man. So
broke media.
Les, I was wondering, just kind of based on your conversations with Mcvay, if you kind of get a sense of where he is, kind of in terms of, maybe has he made peace with some of these things he was dealing with to where you're comfortable, fairly confident that he'll finish out his contract, or do you kind of think that it'll be kind of this thing will be like an annual thing where every year he's reevaluating things?
Perfect question.
And if it's the latter, how does that maybe affect how you go about, charting the path forward for this organization? And like, say, do you have any kind of contingencies if he were to say, leave at some point?
No, I definitely think Sean's taking the right steps, took a step back and definitely has an action plan. I think when he sat down to determine whether he wanted to coach or not in 2023, it was more than just 2023. It was for, let's call it a longer term range. So I don't think you're going to see Sean each year determine whether he wants to coach or not. I do think there's a possibility where every year you might hear his name in television based on if there's a job opening there. But I don't think that's going to be Sean ignited. I think that's just where he is in his stage of the career, how much those networks appreciate Sean and maybe what they think he can do for them in a color role. So we might see that every year, but I don't think you're going to see Sean trying to determine whether he really wants to coach or not. I think he spent some time this year and figured that out.
So there it is. So like he said, money is money. Hey man, I love my job, blah, blah, blah. Forget Sean McVay for a second. and man, these guys are offering that. Wow, shoot, I gotta think about that, right? So you always have to think about that. But he spent some time away, and then he realized, like he said in the last clip, that he appreciated the opportunity, and he's so blessed to have come to this organization. It's a dream job being in Los Angeles, and there it is. But let me see if I can find that clip. If not, we'll just get back into the chat.
So, and I think, right, let's call it normal.
Hold on.
Hi, Gary. Let's try you one more time.
Gary, let's see if he gets that question. If he's the guy with the question.
Oh,
I can hear you.
oh, we got you. We got you now, Gary.
Okay, fantastic. Les, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Appreciate your patience.
Thanks for finally showing up, Gary.
Hey, in mentioning your cornerstones and weight-bearing walls, you did not mention Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd.
There it is. There it is.
We don't have any of those.
Okay, let's get back to
Here,
that.
it's been in.
Sorry.
Mentioning your cornerstones and weight-bearing walls, you did not mention Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd, or Allen Robinson. Are you actively seeking to trade them? And do you anticipate they will be on the roster late next week?
You know what? I'm going to keep the specific of those in-house because time will tell. I know we've communicated with a lot of our players, those included. So we're trying to assess situations, figure out how to get under the cap. What's the best way to do that? And in this year, it's been interesting with those players. It's based on probably the dynamics of the league. We've had calls on a lot of our players, teams. I mean, probably other places trying to figure out what are we doing, big picture, and things like that. And it's been a busy offseason discussing players. And other nice thing is other teams would like to have a lot of our players.
Of course.
But you don't want to, at this point, we don't want to give away all of our good players.
There you go. So, well, it's still going to be determined. I didn't get to the comment. So basically, I'll show you what he said. Let me get rid of that. He was talking about our pillars. So they were basically saying, well, you didn't mention, oh, by the way, there's the LAFC Super Bowl ring, black diamonds surrounded by the other diamonds in LA in the front, a beautiful ring. So they're like, you didn't mention in your pillars of, that the Rams are keeping their pillars core, basic. Let me see the comment here. This is what he said here. Hold on one second. Let me get my my banner out of the way. And I'm sorry, I didn't have a chance to cut up that video. That's why I had to fast forward it. It takes a while to do that. So that's that, I said, you know what, let me just do it that way. Just come in with it. So here we go. So he says, they're saying Matthew Stafford's beginning trade rumors and blah, 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 basically to paraphrase. And he says, we're going to rely on Matthew Stafford. He's definitely one of our pillars. And then he went on to talk about pillars as in holding up buildings, holding up the foundation. Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp are two of the other pillars, the three pillars. GM Les Snead right there. So that's what he was talking about. And they said, well, you didn't mention Jalen Ramsey or Leonard Floyd or Allen Robinson as the pillars. So he's basically kind of got a little smirk on his face. He's like, well, we're going to be moving some, to paraphrase him, big name players, and some will stay, but we're not going to give away all of our, this and that. So maybe Jalen Ramsey, there's a chance he'll stay with us. I would love that. We'll see what happens. But there it is right there. Yes, indeed. Let's get back into the chat. Excuse me, I'm going to have to skip around because we went a little later. Robert McClinton says, who do you think we could get an O-line person in draft? We'll see. I haven't gotten to the draft yet. I want to see where we land as far as all of our draft picks. If we do get rid of Ramsey, what picks we're going to have, all that. But for sure, I think we're going to get a veteran or two in the free agency, maybe trade for one, and then draft. Remember, we still have Logan Bruss there, who basically got hurt. Didn't even, there was looking that he might get some spot starts last year because he was doing so well, and then he got hurt, unfortunately. Fernando, what's up, brother? He says, hey, Rudy, what's up, brother? He says, man, they just let go Floyd. Yep, that's going to help. But they're making big holes. They haven't filled. They say they're sticking with Stafford. But what about Lamar? Well, I don't think we don't need Lamar because we have Stafford. We're locked in with Stafford with that big contract. But yeah, right when I got on, My guys let me know that Floyd's gone. Miguel let me know that Floyd is gone. So but we that was the rumor, but it's crazy that he's not going to be there. I love him. Jack 42 says, in Mcvay we trust. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, see, this is my guy. Easy. Lamar would be nice. It would be nice to have a young quarterback like that. Yes, indeed. But I'm happy with Stafford. Let's keep him upright. Willie Bus, Roy Blue, mustard yellow are my favorite colors for the LA Rams. Horns up. Yes, indeed. Easy says, I think LaFleur is going to work out better than Cohen. Yes, definitely. Hopefully, but yes, I think so too. I really hope we attend the needs of our O-line and pass rush game with all these changes going recently. Yeah, Easy, I'm going to tell you, they're working on it. They have a plan in place. It might not be the plan that we like right now, but the end result is they want to win too. They have their names attached to it. They love this team. You have to make tough decisions. I mean, Tony Dorsett got traded. Emmitt Smith got traded or let walk. I don't remember if they were traded or not, but Joe Montana left. Tough decisions all the time, and so, but yes, I trust them. I trust them. I'm very curious though, but I trust them. I'm very excited too at the same time. Willie Bones says the defense coordinator handles the pass rush. Yes, indeed. Easy says, yeah, I know there are those who two areas we need O-line and pass rush players. Yes, indeed. Easy says Taylor Lowen would be nice along with the Dalton Reisner on the offensive line, and Zadarius wants out of Minnesota for our pass rush. Yeah, man, there's a lot of moves we're going to be making, man. That's why they know what they're doing. They have an idea of what they're doing. So I'm very excited. Paul H says, aren't the reports of the Rams trying to get Stafford traded? That could be PR to get better here. No, Paul, I kind of went over that before. With Matthew Stafford's contract, he can't, he really can't. The Rams can't really trade him if they wanted to. They don't want to, but they really can't because they'd have like $41 million in dead money. Let me see if this video is ready. Maybe I can share this video. Okay, so there it is. Hold on. Our guy Mike Florio.
Matthew Stafford.
Hold on. This guy's something else, man. I tell you. Okay, hold on.
Trade in Google. If you would search Matthew
is
hold on.
We're going to definitely rely.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. What just happened? Hold on. Excuse me. Let me try this again. Hold on. All right, there we go.
For trade.
Okay, so here we go. I want to what King says here.
Or by mutual agreement that he can't act as impetuously as he has. I firmly believe he will not be John Madden, who walked away at.
They're talking about like Mike Floyd had to bring up, McVay's gonna have his foot out the door, and he's saying no, he's not gonna leave and come back.
Something. Okay. The first time was I really need another
coaching. Hold on, I'm looking for the comment that I wanted to find.
Low cap number players. That's how you deal with a $55 million cap.
Look at this, what he says here. Here we go.
No, they don't all make the team. But the Rams
here we go.
Got 9 picks.
Here we go. Listen to this. Listen to this. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
Day 3 picks.
Hold on. Here we go.
Ernest Jones, the quarterback the linebacker rather, who made some.
Perfect. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Talking to people at the scouting combine, this is the very strong impression I got. And I wrote about this a couple of weeks ago and then found out a little bit more at the combine. So the Rams right now have the 36th pick in the draft. And I believe they will not use that 36th pick in the draft. I believe they will use that pick to basically turn it into 3 picks. Let's say, and I'm totally inventing this, 60, 95, and 180. Okay. But I think the reason why you're going to see that is the Rams believe You remember Ernest Jones, the quarterback who made, or the linebacker rather, who made some big plays against quarterback Joe Burrow in the second half of the Super Bowl, and really, until Bobby Wagner got there a year ago, was a rising star inside linebacker in the NFL, and will continue that trajectory this year with the departure of Bobby Wagner. Well, he was a 5th-round draft pick. And I believe that the Rams think, along with guys lower picks, third-day picks like Nick Scott, the safety, they are going to go all in on day 3 picks and maybe even low day 2 picks. Because as of right now, Mike, if you look at where the Rams are, they've got 9 picks in the last 100 of this draft. And I believe they're going to have more. And next year, they're going to have even more draft choices. And I project over these 2 drafts, they'll have about 25 picks. Now, look, we all know they don't all make the team. But the Rams have changed and are in the process of changing their overall organizational philosophy. Because most likely a year from now, Aaron Donald will be retired. Cooper Kupp will keep playing. But, you know, the great players will keep marching out the door. And what they're going to do is need that scouting department, need it desperately to hit on, let's say, 8 to 10 of these players over these next 2 drafts to come in and be immediate contributors. That's their only path to contender again, at least with Matthew Stafford as quarterback.
So pluck them picks would be the next T-shirt.
That's
that
correct.
Snead is wearing.
Yeah.
Pluck. I said
I like
pluck.
that.
No need to bleep in the UK, unless it's some obscure curse word there that I'm not aware of. And there are some random terms that we use without any real thought that are indeed, as we have learned over the 4 years or so that we've been on Sky Sports, that they are frowned upon in certain establishments in the UK. So, Peter, there is wisdom in this. And I answered this question yesterday on a radio spot in Seattle as it relates to the Bears trading down, because I can see a scenario. We're going to talk about this.
I think I'm going to see how much longer I'm going to leave it, but King says something that I'm trying to get across to everybody. Our Rams fan base knows this, but other content creators, or media members, he says the exact point is exactly right. Is Alex says Florio really hates the Rams, but who was it up here? Jack 42 says Florio hates the Rams. It really seems like it does. And Exotic says Florio just salty. Yes, indeed. But there's a comment that says, was it worth it to do it? Basically, of course it was. They won the Super Bowl. Let me see if he's going to come up with that. I want to find this comment. Hold on.
Coming up, I think the Bears could trade down 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting.
Let me see if I can find it.
Goff and next year at this time. They're not going to do it this year.
Hold on.
The player they fancy.
Let me see.
Actually, or otherwise. They can't say, I think he knows on Mcvay when he looks at the quarterback market.
But, they got so drunk on their success in 2021 and they started handing out all these big contracts. They've really got their hands tied, Peter, on multiple guys that even if they did want a fresh start at quarterback, even if they really are concerned that Stafford.
And like you guys say, they got so drunk on these had big contracts, forgetting or not just ignoring the fact that they won the Super Bowl the year before last. They got those big contracts and they won the Super Bowl and they were trying to win it again. And then he's talking about these. It's many of the way the media members work, like Florio. Even if they wanted to get rid of the contract, well, why would you want to get rid of the contract of the guy that brought the Super Bowl to Los Angeles? You still, yes, if he gets hurt, if he can't play again, that could happen with any quarterback, including a young quarterback. Ask Brock Purdy. But these guys, I mean, goodness gracious, I understand in a perfect world, you could make tiny deals and win the Super Bowl and not have to take any chances at all. But come on, that's just the stuff that kills me. I'm trying to find that comic. If not, it's not a big deal. I'll cut it and clip it in a different time. But let's see.
Stafford's never going to be consistently healthy, and it's time to move.
And by the way, Matthew Stafford has played banged up his whole career. This is the first time that he's been out. There's been a couple times in his career, but mostly he's played. He's played banged up, even the Super Bowl year. That's what he does. But guys like Jimmy Garoppolo, they get a twisted knee and they're out 5 or 6 games. That's not Matthew Stafford's. Yes, he's an older player, but even in the Super Bowl year, he was the oldest quarterback in the NFC West, and he was the only quarterback standing by the end of the year. Amazing, these guys. I wish I could be the third wheel in there talking with them. Hold on, Florio.
On. They just can't. They just can't without doing serious damage to their salary cap.
And plus, Mike, I don't think right now that Sean McVay, when he looks at A, the quarterback market, and B, his own team, I just simply don't think he sees an alternative that can make his team remotely competitive other this year, 2023. And Sean McVay is not going to go through another 5-12 season.
One more chance. Let me see. Hold on.
Involved in that. I don't think they want Baker Mayfield except as
they can do at this point. And some bad content be better. And they're
hey, impetuousness is great. It wins you a Super Bowl.
Here we
this
go.
Year, and never came back. Even like Bill Cowher, who walked away at whatever it was, 49 or 50, and never came back, and we kept waiting for him to come back. I think he will coach, even if he stops coaching after this year. He'll return to coaching at some point. He's just too young. It's amazing. He's still the youngest head coach in the NFL. So to me, this is an important season for McVay, but also because he realizes that, hey, impetuousness is great. It wins you a Super Bowl, all that stuff. But there's also a downside to it.
Yeah, it's
not. I can't fight it, so it's okay. I'll bring it in. So basically, he was saying, was it worth it for them to do that? Yes, he won a Lombardi, but then there's that talk too about if he leaves after this season, he's not going to leave. He just basically said on the interview that he's there. They're building something. Oh boy. But anyway, there you go. Pollard says, worth it. I would rebuild tomorrow for a Super Bowl. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. And I'll find that clip on my next live and I'll show you what he says exactly. Fernando says, if the Rams can make up the offense and start winning, ultimately that's what matters. It sucks to see our defense crumble and lose players. Yeah, the one thing, okay, listen. I said this when I was collaborating with Peo. Guys like Allen Robinson and our wonderful Bobby Wagner, they're not the Super Bowl champion Rams. They weren't with us when we won the Super Bowl. They came with us when they saw us struggle. They're like, boy, what did I get into, right? Because of the 1 year. And so they saw it on TV and they know about it, but they didn't have anything with these guys. They just see that, this team's losing. I want to go for a winner. Well, the winner's there. The winning crew and head coach and front office is there. So, they're Rams, but they weren't with us when we were the year before when we won. So for like Allen Robinson, maybe to seek a trade, or Bobby Wagner to maybe I think it was a mutual thing where the Rams wanted to get out from under that contract. There was a PFF report where 70% of the underneath throws were being, even though Wagner did a great job last year, they were still completed at a 77% clip. We kind of wanted to get rid of that, but he kind of maybe on the little hurt, maybe said, I want to go to a place that can win, but they weren't with us when we were winning the Super Bowl. They saw a struggling team. So that's understandable. I go to a team and we go 5-12, and then you're like, boy, oh, you want me to go? Well, that's fine. I want to go for a winner anyway. So that's what I believe. Then Allen Robinson too took a lot of heat Maybe some players aren't able to play in Los Angeles. He's a big weapon. I understand what the Rams are trying to do. It didn't work out. I would have rather have kept Bobby Trees, but it is what it is. Willie Bowen says, absolutely correct, Paul. Yes, indeed. There's my guy, Niner Sickness. Gubobata, what's up, brother? Fernando says, we need to draft the future QB next year with our number one, have him under Stafford for a year or two, Rudy. Yes, indeed. I like that. By the way, here's the ring. Oh, I think I already showed you, but here's the side of the LAFC. Like I said, I'm not a big soccer dude, but LA teams is what I'm about. And if you win the Super Bowl, you win the championship, it is what it is. But yeah, so we'll get some more news. And I'm sorry, I was taking kind of like a semi break from doing lives and stuff. I came on, Pale brought me out of the woodwork the other day, but I've been on my community page and posting stuff, and I was hoping we'd have more news, but at least today I was able to give you some information with Sean McVay and Les Snead both talking about the future, and we'll see what happens. I'm very excited and very curious. Like I said, I didn't want to get rid of Bobby Wagner. I didn't want to get rid of Leonard Floyd. Both of them are gone now. I didn't want to get rid of Ramsey. I hope he's not going to go, but he possibly might go. But if you were to say, well, we need to get rid of these three players so we can contend past the next couple of years and possibly be hoisting that Lombardi because the NFC is wide open, you just have to figure out a way to get to the playoffs and then beat whoever's there. And are the Rams with Sean McVay and Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford and Higbee and whoever we add to the team, are you very confident against any team? Sure. I mean, there's a chance that we can do some damage in the playoffs. Look, like my Lakers, the Lakers with LeBron and you have the star players and you have role players to do their job. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. You got Mahomes. You got decent players around him, but then you have a top light, one of the best tight ends and in football, and Mahomes and a young second, third year players. It can be done. So that's what we're remodeling and readjusting our all in. But also too, if there's a free agent available that can get us over the hump, we will get them. That's still not there. That's still there. So we'll see what happens. But thank you guys for coming in. I will be in more often on lives. Like I said, I was just taking a little bit of a break because it was a long season and I was spending time with my granddaughters and family. And but I thank you guys so much, my YouTube family, my Ramelia. Thank you so much, and thank you for all your support. God bless you guys. And we'll talk again soon. Today is Friday. Maybe we could do this on Monday, Monday night Ramelia. I'll let you guys know. I'll give you guys a heads up, and I appreciate every one of you guys. And as we always say, may the Ramelia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up. Exotic Sauce says, happy retirement to Devin McCourty. Let me get this last one in. Fernando says, we need to draft the future. Oh, we got that already. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, guys, let's see. I want to do an ending video, but they're just my Super Bowl videos. We're no longer champs. That sucks. We're no longer champs. What to do then? What to do? Oh, well, anyway, here we go. Let's just do this one. All right, guys, have a great day. Appreciate you guys so much. Much love. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Look at this guy, man.
Hey.
You guys know you're like a star now. The Rams won the Super Bowl.
Look at this side.
Here it comes.
Rolling down Imperial Highway. Big nasty red out of my side. Saturday wind blowing hot from the north. We were born to ride. Roll down the window, put down the top right there. Crank up the beach boys, baby. Don't let the music stop. Don't ride it, just can't ride it no more.
Right up over the top.
From the side gate to the valley, from the west side to the east side. Everybody very happy. perfect day.